What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming to you from Monday, November the 11th. Beautiful day outside. Let's do a recap. You hadn't seen me in a couple of days, but we'll get over as good of a recap as I can do while going down the road, but kind of give you the gist of everything. We'll start with Saturday. Saturday, we started out 2 plays. We had the Florida State game over as well as the Florida versus Vanderbilt game over. Florida did it by themselves, winning 59-0. So 2 nice winners there. Came in the afternoon game, top play on Georgia. Nice, easy blowout, shutout winner there. South Carolina, App State over. South Carolina couldn't, generate any offense whatsoever. And it seemed like for the majority of the game. Now, some of the people, or some of my clients had sent me emails early Saturday morning going, hey, do you think South Carolina will cover the spread? And my exact response to them was, I was like, it didn't make the premium cut, but truth be told, I feel like South Carolina loses outright to App State. And sure enough, they did. Now, it wasn't a premium play or anything. It was just, an opinion that was asked directly by some of my clients. I guess the teams that were the most disappointing, the losses that we took, were that one, Oklahoma and Wisconsin. And we did have a play on Florida Atlantic, which was a nice, easy winner. So football overall wasn't a terrible day. I mean, overall, it was a split, lose some juice, but not a great day. Certainly not what we're looking for, especially with as good as the college football season has been overall. Coming out of Friday, which I guess we need to recap Friday as well, going out there and overall doing well, winning in the NHL again, going out there, we dropped our top play on Friday, but with the premium plays that we backed it up with, that started to make up all the ground. Saturday was kind of the same scenario, but Saturday, when we split those top plays, what killed me was NHL. There was just a lot of questionable things that went on, and that truthfully carried over into Sunday Sunday, obviously, I was at the Bears game. We had a play on the Bears, and I gave my exact write-up as to why I was taking the Bears, which is exactly how they won the game. If there's anybody that still wants to blame Mitchell Trubisky for the Bears' problems, Sunday should have been exposing all of those excuses. This is not Mitch's fault. Look at the first half. How many bad snaps were there? That's not Mitch's fault. He had to take the eyes off of the defense completely just to get the ball. Look at how many just beautiful passes did Mitch throw, dropped by a receiver, dropped by a tight end. It's not Mitch's fault. I'm sitting beside people like, get him out, he's terrible, bench him. I'm like, what? Name one thing Mitch has done wrong. He hasn't. He's played great. Now, I'm not defending Mitch and saying that he has played great all season. Not even remotely. But this is not Mitch's fault, guys. And it has not been his fault. Now, again, I'll go back into saying I don't know that he's the solution long term, but if the system that Nagy and this group have put together that worked so well last year, if they can get that back together, Mitch is a good fit for that system. He is a quarterback that is a pocket passer, but doesn't rely 100% on the pocket, which that makes up about 90% of the quarterbacks in the league now. True pocket passers being your Tom Brady's, your Aaron Rodgers, your Drew Breeses, the people that truly play the quarterback position the way that it's meant to be played. So anyway, if anybody has any details, we'll go farther into that in our live show tomorrow. But nice win on the Bears. The Jets as an underdog went out right. Nice win there. We pushed on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns had every opportunity and then some. They had the game basically handed to them in the red zone to get another touchdown. What was it, 8, 9, 10, 11 different tries with 2 penalties that Buffalo gave up, and they still could not go 1 yard. I don't know what to say about that. So a push there. We took the nice one on the Jets. We took a nice one on the Bears. We did not get the over in the Atlanta-Seattle game. We did not get the Rams play either. Rams got beat by Pittsburgh. Now, again, 2 clients asked me straight up. They're like, why do you not have the Saints on your card? The Saints should be the easiest pick of the day. And I'm like, man, I'm telling you right now, this line is justified in a way that double digits are not easy to come by in the NFL. But you have the Saints playing like they have, with or without Drew Brees. The Falcons, who have truly been the biggest disappointment in the NFL. With all the talent they have, they can't beat anybody at any given time. I said, Atlanta's going to come out. I said, think about it. I said, they have one of the most talented offensive cores in all of football. Their defense has been suspect. Their red zone offense has probably been the worst overall in the NFL. I said, they're going to bag a win eventually. And mark my words, it's not going to be against a team that you would expect it. It's going to be against a better opponent. Case in point yesterday. So anybody that took that advice, more power to you. Now yesterday, the most disappointing thing from yesterday wasn't college basketball, even though we dropped the top play. And here's the thing, we dropped 2 top plays yesterday. And I got an email yesterday from somebody saying that, oh, you only talk about when you win. No, I say when I lose, And there are times where I win, just like the other night. I had a big money line play on an underdog in NBA, won it, outright winner. I didn't say anything. I didn't put it online. There are days that I win, I don't say anything. But if I lose, I'm always going to recap it and say it. Just like yesterday. I put on the YouTube community, put on Twitter, put on Instagram. It was a bad day. But both losses that we took were 1 possession away from winning. One bucket on either side of that game, both of them would have turned into wins just like that. And nobody would have said anything. That's how you have to be able to sustain a losing day. And not just a losing day. You've got to be able to sustain a losing week. You've got to be able to sustain a losing period of time. And bad days are part of it. But it's not all just about wins and losses, as I preach every day. It doesn't matter how many games you've won versus how many games you've lost. It's how many days you profit and what you profit in those days, long term. I've had 2 overall losing months in the last 2 years. I've had losing weeks, I've had losing days. I will have losing days, I will have losing weeks. I'm sure I'll have more losing ones, but they'll be very few and far between, and a losing year is not going to happen. You can ask any one of my long-term clients that have been with me for any length of time, and they'd be willing to bet the farm that they follow my system, follow my games, they're not going to have a losing year. Not only are they going to have a winning year, it's going to be a substantial winning year. Year in and year out. But NHL yesterday confused the immortal shit out of me. So we took Vegas. Big play on Vegas, right? Money line. Not a very big money line. Vegas is always a team, and anybody can argue with this if they want to, but it's a fact. Vegas is a spread out offensive hockey team. Their wings and their forwards always play a spread out perimeter offense, which means they go down the ice, they set their perimeters, and they pass across their offensive side very, very well. This is not only given them offensive success in the 2 years that they've been around, but it has also allowed them to play as fast-paced as they do, because everybody gets in position before they ever get down the ice. They don't have to get down the ice and then everybody makes shifts and adjustment. They're in position on the defensive end. They carry it over to the offensive end, which means that they're usually set into place much quicker than their opponent. Okay, what does that mean? They're faster paced. They have a better shot of getting a decent shot on goal, and they take smart shots. They just do. They don't take wild shots. They usually take smart shots. So yesterday, what do they do for 2 periods? They take smart shots. They play their game. And everything's going okay. 3rd period, not one time did they set up offense before going down ice. Not one time did they make a true pass across ice. And not one time did they set the perimeter up around the goal after a shot on goal for a chance at a second chance shot and or ricochet. Not one time in the 3rd period. That killed them. Because let me tell you something. And as I said, week 1 of NHL, Detroit's a bad team. They're going to finish out the year a bad team. But they are the smartest shooting team in all of hockey. They do not take bad shots. They do not take risky shots. They do not take shots that do not breed success. Problem is, they're not very good at the shots. So they play a good goaltender. They play a good defensive team, a fast-paced team. Chances are they're going to lose. So, but if you go back and look at all the wins Detroit has accumulated this year, look at the wins that they have and look at how many of them are against bad teams that they should have the option to beat, and how many are against good teams they should get clobbered by. A lot of them are against good teams because they stay the course, they take those smart shots, they don't overdo it, they don't bear down with 50 shots on goal in a game. Detroit's had 2 games this year where they've only taken 15 total shots on goal, and they've won both of those games by at least 2 goals. That's mind-blowing. It's the only team in hockey to do that. But they stay the course. Vegas got completely off course yesterday. It made no sense. I don't know why they did it. I was sitting there watching most of that game from my phone. It was a loss. It is what it is. We took the loss. That's the one game that I just don't understand why there was no rhyme or reason to any of it. I don't get it. So I'll have to go back and, maybe watch that game again to see if maybe I missed something. I just don't get it. But nevertheless, yesterday was a bad day. Bad days happen. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not saying that it's acceptable. I'm just saying that it is mathematically impossible to avoid. They're going to happen. We finally had an outright bad day in the NHL. The monkey's off my back. We're still hitting 73.4% in the NHL, and we're still hitting 90% on NHL top plays. We're still by far the best NHL in the country, but we had not gone out there and truly had a bad day. A day with 2-3 games where you lose everything. We had not had one yet. So the monkey's off my back now, because I knew it was going to come eventually. It's inevitable that it doesn't matter how good you are and how much you know and how hard you work, eventually all that's going to go down the shitter for at least a day, every so often. And it doesn't matter how bad you are. You could be the worst sports consultant on the planet, know nothing about a sport, put out 5 plays a day, lose all 5 of them every single day. Guess what? The sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while. Eventually, that person's going to go 5-0. It's just math. So what we're going to do, a good year-long customer of mine named Eric reached out to me on Twitter last night and then we ended up having a phone conversation while I was at the airport. And he was like, hey man, I like what you do. Whenever you lose, you say it, so that way we know that you're transparent. You don't try to hide from it. You don't try to sugarcoat it. And if we have anything negative to say about it, you'll put us in our place real fast and let you know that this ain't for hobby. If you're looking for a sports handicapper for you to do a hobby with, I'm not your guy. Not at all. You're looking to treat it like a business and only a business, there's one thing that I damn sure know. I know sports and I know business. I only want people that want to treat it like a business and nothing else. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what business you're in and how successful your business is. Some days you're just in the red. If you can't sustain it, don't do it. Or at least don't do it with me. Because I'll tell you straight up. And here's one thing else I don't like. You have every right to be upset about a bad day. But you either be 100% in or 100% out. I don't hear nothing from you. Winning day after winning day after winning day after winning day after winning day. 2-3 days in 1 week where we have 2 to 3 top plays in a single day. We win all of them. We have 10 top plays in a week. We go 9 for 10. We win 6 out of 7 days. Nothing said. No emails, no texts, no phone calls, no nothing. We have a shit day. Boom, immediately emails. You suck. You're this. You're this. You have every right to be upset that you had a losing day, but you're not treating it like a business, obviously. You certainly don't have the business mindset. But if you're not going to sit there and chirp during the winning, don't chirp during the losing. 100% in or 100% out. That's the only thing that I request, and that's the only thing that I'll have respect for. But I love everybody. So, again, bad Sunday. But as all my clients know, what does that mean? It means that we bounce back. What do my bounce backs do? They just never disappoint. Not saying that I'm going to bounce back with 10 wins today, but we're going to make money today. We're going to make money this week. We were on such a roll last week. Profit after profit after profit after profit. And the weekend got away from us a little bit. It happens. It's not the first time and it won't be the last. So, what do we have in store for today? Anytime I have a bad day, or like a really bad day, I like to come out and do something special, okay? So So I like to do it so people, you know, I always tell them, you know, if you've never been with me, if there's any time you ever want to jump on, it's right after that little bad stretch. Because not only are we going to bounce back, and we're going to bounce back strong, you are jumping on at the perfect time. So this is what I'm going to do. And this is going to be for the 3-day package only. My 3-day package is $50. That's 3 days of all premium plays and my daily top play each day in all sports, okay? As long as I have a daily top play. 3 days for $50. Today, I'm going to do 5 days for $50. So what you have to do, and you have until 5 p.m. We're going to keep the rhythm of fives going, okay? We're going to go with that same sequence. $50, 5 days, ends at 5 p.m. Eastern time, not Central time, not Pacific time, not whatever the time is in Germany or Australia or in Southeast Asia. I don't care. Eastern Standard Time, which means right now it is 11:26 in the morning. I just finished up a meeting. I'm going to my office as we speak. So you've got basically 5.5 hours to go and jump on the 3-day pass. There's not a special package you have to buy. You just go in, you buy the 3-day package for $50, and I will automatically extend you. Well, you won't actually see it extend until midnight when the computer updates. But at midnight, you'll notice that it changes to 5 days for $50. You can't beat it. That's going to be my little offer for this week. Something cool to jump on. We are possibly going to have a play of the year in the NFL this week. The NFL I wasn't overly upset about yesterday. There was just some... Jared Goff played like garbage yesterday. They still won't put Todd Gurley in the mix. Baker Mayfield will still not get into a rhythm with Odell Beckham. That's on the team, guys. They're costing themselves. I don't understand why they're doing it. But I mean, hey, who am I? I'm not the organization. I have no say-so. All I can do is go off of the numbers and do what's right, whether it bites me or not. So anyway, $50, 5 days, ends at 5 p.m. If you sign up at 5:01, at 5:05, at 5:36, at 6:10, you will not get 5 days. So do not send me an email at 5:31 and go, dude, just missed out. You still gonna give it? No, because that means I would have to go in, reset the entire system, which took me an hour to do this morning. I'm just not gonna do it. 5 p.m. is the cutoff to get 5 days for $50. But remember, all you have to do is buy the 3-day package and you will get extended 2 days. So let's get into a free play. Let's shake these losses off. Live show tomorrow is going to be about being able to cope with the losses, move on, and have it not affect you up here to lose sight of what is actually happening in the long run. So we're going to be doing it. Have your questions ready. It's going to be a good, informative live show that if you want to treat this like a business and you're struggling with it, watch it. If you're treating this as a hobby and want to change it, watch it. If you're already treating it like a business and you want to build off that, watch it. If you're a degenerate, don't tune in, because you're not gonna have a breakthrough tomorrow, because I've been preaching it for 2 years. So anyway, free play. Seattle, San Francisco. Seattle catching 6.5. I like Seattle tonight. Right now, this is not a premium play. I still have to break down a few defensive things that I have circled for this game. So I'm not saying it couldn't make the premium cut, but as of right now, it's not. Here's what I think about this game. Kudos to the San Francisco 49ers for being unbeaten. Do I think that they are an overall better team than Seattle? Yes. Not by an extremely large margin, but I do. Russell Wilson, MVP candidate quarterback, definitely one of the top 4 in the league. I mean, we can talk about Lamar Jackson all we want. Great, probably the most athletic quarterback out there. But Russell Wilson, let's face it, it's because of him and him alone that Seattle has won what they've won. Now, let's also not shy away from the fact that we're about 3 football links away from Seattle having 3 more losses than they do right now. Not to mention they've also gotten some pretty bad calls go their way. But nevertheless, there are games Seattle should have been out of this game by halftime, and Russell Wilson alone has kept them in it down to the wire, which is impressive in its own right, beyond. Garoppolo, good quarterback, has a great team around him. If you actually look at offense versus Seattle's defense, which Seattle doesn't have a defense that is overbearing. They don't have anything that's overly impressive. But look at the success rate of San Francisco's offense and where they've gained the most success. Seattle's defense actually matches up very well to it. And truth be told, I think they can put a lot of pressure on this offense tonight, give them trouble, and which is going to make me think that offensively it's going to come down to Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo has not had to put that team on his back and win the game himself. Not all season. He's done things to make himself the most valuable player in games, but not a single game this year has it said Jimmy Garoppolo has had to put this team on his back and win it for them because they couldn't do it. He had to win it. He hadn't had to do that. I think that may happen tonight. And if it does, then it's going to come down to, in my opinion, who the better QB is. Because we know Russell Wilson's going to have to do it offensively. If Garoppolo has to do it tonight, then it's going to come down to who can do it better. Let's face it, Garoppolo has not done anything to show that he can be, is, or will be better than Russell Wilson. I have to put my faith in the person that's given us all the reasons to put faith in him. If this was, now I power rank this game, and I've got San Francisco a 6-point better team. I think this line should be 6. We're getting 6.5. Usually that half point would not sway me into taking a game. It would need to be above that. There would need to be a bigger, margin of error on the odds makers and the lines, the line generators' parts. I think this line is a half point off from being very as sharp as it can be. But I also think primetime Russell Wilson, I just think that the line's setting you up to let you know there's more faith, especially coming from the experts who generate the lines in Seattle and Russell Wilson than in San Francisco to keep the streak going. Do I think Seattle wins outright? Initial thought, no, but I think if Seattle covers the number, Seattle wins outright. That's the way I think about it. But truth be told, I said it like I said. I think San Francisco's a 6-point better team, which then you take in, the 3-point shift for, your fielding and stuff like that. I think that the line pretty much speaks for itself that Seattle catching 6.5 on any week, especially when right now, until the monkey's off their back, San Francisco's in a letdown spot. No better time for me to take a team in a letdown spot than with an MVP caliber quarterback, a Super Bowl champion quarterback, and a quarterback that knows it doesn't matter who he goes up against, he is going to give you the fight of your life and make it interesting. Give me 6.5 points in primetime with Russell Wilson all day long. That is your free play. Live show tomorrow. Guys, shoot me some ideas. Hell, maybe I'll go live this afternoon. I want to keep getting engaged with you guys. $50, 5 days, 5 p.m. is the cutoff. No exceptions, no extensions, no nothing. Buy the 3-day pass for $50. I extend you 2 days, no questions asked. If you're already on a package, you can buy it. It will start when your other package expires. That way you don't miss out on the deal. I love you guys. Be on the lookout for the play of the year this week. Hopefully everything will go as I want it to, so that way we can release it. We have only lost 1 play of the year ever, and we're not going to make it 2. Love you guys. Sorry for the long video, but I had a long ride ahead of me, and it makes up for not being here for a couple of days. So, sorry. Oh, that's not good. Let's get that out of here. Sorry for the bad Sunday. Awful Sunday. We'll bounce right back as we always do. Keep turning profit week in and week out. That's what makes us the best in the business, and we will continue to be that. I love you guys. Thank you for all the love and support, and I will be back with you guys either later this afternoon, or I'll see you guys tomorrow when we go live. Tomorrow, our live show starting at 10 a.m. Again, love you guys. Send me any questions if you have them. If you're just wanting to troll and talk shit, find something better to do with your time. See you guys.